finally, for this session of hearings, I'd invite Karaitiana Tickell to the table, please. Thank you for joining us.
Nami. O tēnā hoki rā koutou, marongana tini koro te wā nei rano te mihi kia koutou uru maira, hei hui tahi ai ki runga tēnei rā whakahirahira, nā reira nei rano te mihi mai i a mātou rā o Purapura Whetu. Hei taki ai ana tātou kia koutou e pāna ki te tehi kaupapa kei roto a whakaroa, nō reira nei rano te mihi kia koutou. So, my name's Karaitiana. I'm a uri of Ngaitahu, Tūhaitara, Maru Kaitātea, and Irakehu. So the opportunity recently arrived. I was floating around on the Get site and noticed that the Kukupa hostel, as it was known, and previous to that was a school. There was an EOI and then a subsequent RFP, and I've noted that in 2 or 3 incidences where that's been placed up, it's been unsuccessful in the response. And one of my points is that I think that if you would consider bringing forward a possible council investment into the first 5-year period of your planning, that may invigorate those possible individuals or organisations who are considering this particular site. So that's my 1.8. I also, as an organisation, we operate throughout Canterbury. We're currently working with some 1,500 young people in collaborative services with a number of other not-for-profit, non-government organisations. And one of the opportunities that we offer young people is the opportunity to use Te Pāo Rākai Whetu, the Banks Peninsula. And we take them through an outdoor program of pursuit opportunities. Most of the people who engage with our services, this type of opportunity is not often available to them. I think just listening and referencing what Alice was talking about, the people that she's been speaking to in their lifetime, standing in the outdoors is a natural part of life in this country. But for the young people we work with, and often it's become a fantasy. And one of our opportunities is to make that a reality. We see sites like the Kukupa Hostel as possible points of reference for us to utilise with young people and instill hope and aspiration. Furthermore, moving to point 1.11, which is in regard to the disposal of surplus council-owned properties. As an organisation, we support the disposal of council-owned assets and properties, but consider it as it would be norm today to consider in the first instance that is representative and supports tangata whenua activity, but secondly that it also considers the well-being and ongoing hauora of our future. So that if you consider the disposal of an asset such as the hostel or any other site, that you first consider how might this be of benefit to our communities at a community level. Kia ora. Tēnā tātou.
Kia ora. Thank you very much indeed. Are there any questions? Sarah.
Kia ora, thank you. So with the expressions of interest process, because the building, the lodge is in such a kind of poor state at the moment, do you think that put people off, and having the certainty of an upgrade, if you like, much earlier might encourage people to express an interest in leasing, let alone potentially? Absolutely,
in leasing or some type of other partnership or relationship. I think that as you can imagine, the buyer sits with the potential leaseholder.
Yeah.
and that may in fact, demand a significant investment. I did note in one of the previous documents written about the Kukupa hostel that there were some type of earthquake repair strategy being developed, and this particular document was written in about 2014, so I don't know where that's progressed to or what the current status is.
Kia ora.
Thank you. All right. Thanks very much indeed for the submission and for coming along and speaking to us today. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So that now brings us to the end of the session